to start us off with. So here's one from Melody Beatty. Melody Beatty said, "Gratitude makes a sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow." So as you are thinking of that, if you would please put in the comments what you are grateful for. We are already here. Look at this. Ninja's here and he says, "I'm here and ready to go." That's great news, Ninja. And he's grateful he stumbled across a possible forever home last night, which is interesting. Glad to hear that. That's something to be very grateful for. I'm grateful for your presence, Ninja, and the rest of you all, live and on the replay and in the future. I'm so grateful for each person who comes to this broadcast. I am grateful to tell you that we are, let's see, 4 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary. We will have been doing these weekly live streams once a week for almost a full year, coming on here and sharing what we're grateful for, sharing what we're intending for the week ahead. Isn't that something? Hey, Kay and Ro, hi, good to see you all. So happy you're here. Our regulars, these are some of our regulars, and there's always room for you here, and there's always room for more people. And what you will find when you come here is that there's always people ready to celebrate your gratitudes with you and also set your intentions alongside of you so you can kind of be with that great news. So yes, great news between Daryl, who I call Ninj, and Kay and Ro, who's also known as Kevin, and Roseanne. All right, here's another great one. It's from Brene Brown. Brene Brown says, this is something I believe in really strongly, because sometimes people think that we have to have these mountaintop experiences in order to have a great life. And I love the everyday miracles. Brene Brown says, "I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me. I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude." So yes, indeed. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you. I'm so happy you're here from California. So we're across the country. We're in New Jersey. We're in the South, in Alabama. We're in California. Oh my goodness. Kevin says, "I'm grateful we had a successful hike yesterday." Oh, you went out in bad heat and you survived. Believe me, from my walks lately, the volume of perspiration, the volume of puddles, I feel like when I'm out there, it's just like dripping off of me. It's like the perspiration goes, it gets ridiculous. I'm getting salty eyes. I'm getting salt in my mouth. It's just like, oh my goodness, this is so much. And I'm like, who was the brilliant person that came up with live streaming my walks every day? Who was that person? And I'm so grateful that I'm doing it. Hi, CL. So good to see you here. Thank you. CL saying, "Everybody like this video." Thank you so much for sharing that. Please do take a moment to like this video. I would appreciate it very much. So hats off to you, Kenro, for going through and hiking in this unbearable heat. I hope you didn't alienate any friends while you were out there. I hope it was a more cruisy hike than a really brutal hike in brutal heat. Just, yeah, that's a lot right there. 10 miles on the AT, that's a lot. And I was going to say, in the cruisy part of PA, I'm hoping for, because I know that part of PA is really rocky and mountainy, and part of PA is flatter and more. In hiking land, when we say cruisy, that means it's pretty flat and pretty easy. But, whew. Anyway, I'm delighted. I would love to hear more of your gratitudes as you come in the room. It's great for you to be able to put those gratitudes in the chat. You know what, Ninja / Daryl / Fire Dr. Ninja Turtle? You could walk 10 miles, step by step, mile by mile. By the way, I should share this. Maybe I'll come back and share it. There's a woman who is an AT thru hiker. She lives in Georgia, as a matter of fact. She's an AT thru hiker who I followed last year. And, you know, when you're a thru hiker, you thru hikes, you walk thousands of miles, but then you don't thru hike. Well, some people thru hike all the time, like my friend Andrew Voorhees. He's literally, I think he's bicycling. But she is now working back up to 12 miles. So she's doing 12 miles in 12 weeks. So she started with 1 mile, then she went to 2 miles, then she's on 4 or 5 miles this week. She's up to the 5th week. So I feel like she's a really good walker for people to watch build the mileage up. So she started just doing a one mile walk. doable. Then she started doing a 2-mile walk, a little bit less doable, but doable, 3, and so on and so on. She said when she got to 4 miles, that felt really big. And I can see that bump from 3 to 4 miles. Hey, it's so good to see you, Debbie Sue. Hooray. Look at all our friends that are here in the house. That makes me happy. Hooray. What are you grateful for, Debbie Sue? So yes, I will link to her on this thread. So if you come back later this week, you want to see what people are still grateful for, what they're grateful for now, check it out and you'll see I'll put a link to her here. So I'm grateful, like I said, that this live stream has been going for almost a full year. This Monday after Labor Day will be our anniversary, and I'm so excited. I'm not sure what I'll put up my sleeve for that day, but I want to do something to commemorate because there's some of you who've been here a lot of the time. Probably, if I go back and count, I would say probably like 90% of the time. I'm looking at you, Canro. Okay, Debbie Sue says, and Ninja too, I'm grateful for the hot shower this morning. Oh, yes, it felt really good on your muscles. I bet that felt great. I bet that felt really great. Talking about the heat and the perspiration, I've never been so grateful for showers as I have been this last week since I've started walking every day. So, oh, how nice. You're grateful for CL and Debbie Sue. That's great. Their channels bring you peace. That's wonderful. Love that. Love that gratitude for other YouTubers. Wonderful. That was weird. I thought I heard a cat jump up on the table. There's no cat unless it's invisible. I'm grateful that I had a remarkable week in Amherst, speaking of cats, because I was pet sitting. That was fantastic to be pet sitting in Amherst, which has fast become one of my favorite places in the world. I'm grateful that I just finished making a video that is uploading right now that I think will be very valuable, that will be coming out tomorrow. And I think that you'll all enjoy it. So that's happening tomorrow. So sweet. I love these thank yous. I love the gratitude given, the gratitude received, the abundance of thank yous coming back. It's wonderful. It's so great to see y'all in the community together. Let's see, what else? So how this works, if you haven't been here before or lately, is that for about 15 minutes, we simply bask in gratitude, and then we start working toward intention. So it's basically a double-sided or two-pronged delight. Kay and Rose channel brings you joy in showing the beauty of nature. Well, that's great. Yes, they do. I would say Kay and Rose have been very inspiring to me. In fact, I've been reading over my previous content that I created, and 3 years ago, in 2023, I mentioned Kay and Ro for the first time on social media. That was my Facebook. I write something on Facebook called Good Morning Love. You all may be familiar with that name. And in Good Morning Love, I talked about Kay and Ro. I talked about these section hikers. They're amazing, and I learned so much from them. I talked about how I replaced the logbook on at the Deckertown Turnpike, which is very close to the Mashpicong shelter, which I had not yet discovered. I noticed there was the logbook was missing from that the little box there right off the parking lot, and I replaced it. Hi, Pam. So good to see you. And so it was interesting to see that was 3 years ago that I started watching that channel. So Pam, wonderful to see you. I'm glad that you could join us today. This is a very busy live streaming day for me. Again, I've created this wonderfully abundant routine for myself. I just want to say real quick that for those of you who are watching the walking videos, and I'm really grateful if you do go live and watch me enjoy the walks that I'm taking. They're golden hour. I made them specifically to be golden hour walks. And because I was so abundantly cast in a play and I have rehearsals in the evening that start at 6 o'clock, after starting tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm going to do golden hour in the early morning. Yes. Golden hour in the morning. And that was the first time that Canro, so going back to that story, I replaced the logbook. I must have commented on their video or something at that point. And so then Kevin, he shouted me out on their video and talked about replacing the notebook, a different logbook. And I was just like, oh my goodness, someone shouted me out on YouTube. At that point, my channel was really, I hadn't made a video in I don't know how long. I hadn't been consistent. I was consistent briefly in 2020, 2021, sort of, kind of, a little bit, but not much. And then I just pretty much gave it all up. I just stopped, which happens sometimes on YouTube channels. I was never very consistent until this last year. So Cane Road, part of my life adventures pretty much the whole time I've been here in New Jersey. So it's been wonderful. If you're just arriving, you haven't yet, if you could please start sharing some of your gratitudes, we can all chime in and support you. And also remember to like the video. So I appreciate that so much. All right, what else? I'm grateful that this morning, okay, so I didn't finish saying what I was starting to say. So starting tomorrow, Tuesday morning, I will be doing golden hour in the morning, and it's very early, so I really don't expect any of y'all to be there, but I'm going to be walking at 6 a.m. I was out this morning at 6 a.m. and it was lovely outside. I was like, I'm glad I'm going to be doing this for the next 2 weeks, doing golden hour walks at 6 a.m. So it'll be different. There'll be different people. Hey, Echo, good to see you. Thank you. I am doing well. My finger's almost all better. Just still some scarring that I'm covering up for now. But I will be out 6 a.m. walking, doing what I committed to do, doing it during the golden hour. This is actually the same week I've oftentimes told you about the old guy hustle named Dave, who is walking 1,000 miles in a year. And he started doing that a year ago. On Thursday is his annual anniversary, and he starts every day at 7:30 Eastern. So I figure if I go at 6 Eastern, then I can do my however long I want to do, and then be back home and ready to go to support him, because I really want to be there on his final day. Being there for his 1,000th mile, I think, is as exciting to the community as it is to him. So, yes, Living My Best Life is named Echo, which is a really cool name. Echo is the name of a character in one of my favorite plays I was ever in, called Eleemosynary. I play the grandmother named Dorothea, and my granddaughter's name was Echo. And one of my friends enjoyed that play so much that she named her cat Echo. And Echo was a spelling bee champion. She was a brilliant young lady, and I was the eccentric grandmother. Is that typecasting? I don't know, but that happened for me. Okay, Ninja/Daryl/Fire, Dr. Ninja Turtle says, I'm grateful that classes start today. One class is canceled, so I only have 2 classes for the next 2 months. Very easy life and retirement. That's excellent. Fabulous news. That's definitely something to be grateful for. Echo, if you want to add your gratitudes now, that would be fantastic if you're able to, or if you'd like to. And anyone else who's popped in, if you feel comfortable sharing your gratitudes, we would love to support you in your gratitudes. I'm also grateful. My daughter Emma texted me right at the time that I go live. And I was like, Emma, she needed something from me. I helped her out. And then I said, I need to get to my live. Can't chat. So this is when we start stepping into intentions. So you can still, of course, share your gratitudes. We can keep that abundant gratitude going, and you may state what your intention is for the week. I'm a part of a mastermind group, and I said this week I am stepping into presence. I am feeling very much like I need to focus on being present, because I have a lot happening this week. And sometimes what happens when I have as busy a schedule as I have, I am not present. And I really recognize the importance of staying present. I'm very excited for my upcoming show. I'm excited for my rehearsals. It's a really interesting group of women, and I was not prepared for, like, there's things I forget, and different theater companies have different cultures. So I was really kind of surprised to see my Facebook feed be filled up with my headshot that I didn't post. But my headshot, my bio, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like, oh my goodness. I wasn't prepared. I was ready to just anonymously do this thing, because the other theater companies I've worked with here have not been like that. So that was a bit surprising, and it's exciting. All right. It is a great way to start the week. Thank you so much. Echoes, Cindy's grateful for Monday morning and knowing everyone here in the chat. Isn't that fun? I agree. Nin says, I have military students. I need prayers definitely if they're deployed during this class. I've heard especially difficult things about one of the ships, one of the aircraft, what are they called? The carriers? It's both Marine and Navy where the planes land and planes take off. Aircraft carriers are having a really rough time out there. So please pray. Do pray for those folks who are deployed and who are short on a lot of supplies. Pray for their safety. Pray for their mental health or well-being and all of that. Thank you for bringing that up. Echo's grateful that she celebrated granddaughter's 5th birthday last week. That's great. Echo's also thankful she did her workout this morning. She does a workout live, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Pam says her intention is to stay focused on her goals of staying off her phone and doing more offline life. So yay for analog life. I agree. If you are around, you get to watch my video that I post, that I was going live again, if that's in your schedule, or if you can do that tomorrow morning. It'll be coming out around 9 Eastern. But I do talk about analog life too, as a way to stay connected. So it's important. It's important to set up those ways of living the analog life and staying connected to people. Pam, that's a great goal. Let's see, what else did I want to check? Oh yeah, so the play, I'm very excited about the play. I'm excited about the women. I'm very grateful so my intention is to stay in a place of presence, no matter how busy I am, no matter how hectic it is, to stay in a place of presence. So I'm also grateful I didn't mention this. I got to see, there's a new documentary about Mary Oliver. It's called Saved by Beauty. And she talks about how it really is true. Her life would have been very different if she wasn't so into nature and being outdoors and finding comfort in the little things. If any of you have read Mary Oliver, heard me read Mary Oliver, you'll know that about her. But one of the things that surprised me in that movie was how many connections Mary Oliver had that I had no idea about. One of those connections is V, the person whose name is V. She used to be called Eve Ensler, and they are connected. I had no idea. So to see Eve Ensler, who's now known as V, to see her talking and to know that I have been creating her work for all these years was really lots of fun for me. Made me feel connected to Mary Oliver even more deeply. I'm very grateful for that. And you may also see that that documentary is available now on PBS and other streaming platforms. I got to see it in the theater in Amherst, and man, what a great experience to watch that film with other poetry lovers. And I would say there's something about seeing live performances or experiencing art with other people is to be in a place where the people who are experiencing it also appreciate it is really rather amazing. Okay, Debbie Sue. Debbie Sue says she'll be visiting her sister tomorrow, spending quality time with her. Yes, quality time. That's excellent. Another intention I mentioned on Saturday on the walk video, if you walked alongside me or didn't, I lost my uncle this weekend. He was the last of my mother's generation. And he's a bachelor, 97-year-old bachelor, never had children. And so my brother and my cousin are really filling the role of his children. And so once again, my family and siblings are pulling together, including my sister and my kids. But that's an intention, it's a prayer, it's a gratitude. I'm grateful that my uncle lived such a long life. I'm grateful that my family now has practice in pulling off the ending of life activities that have to happen. And that we can do that in a collaborative way that is loving and caring. I'm very grateful for that. All right. And they are in California, so again, a part of me is really sad that I can't be there. And I'm grateful that I have raised up kids who know what to do. And so I reached out to Samuel and I said, okay, Samuel, it's your chance to go by proxy again. He's usually better at the in-person handling of things, and Emma's a good support, so that's good too. Catherine, of course, being a pastor, is really good at those things. She and I had a chat about it, but she and I are both here on the East Coast. She's due in 6 weeks, so we're not going anywhere. Thank you for your condolences. I appreciate that. He was a good man, landscape architect. I was sharing how when you would go into his yard, he lived in. My family owns basically a real estate holding company, and we all own it. And when you walk into the duplex, he and my other uncle lived on both sides of the duplex. And when you walk onto the grounds, not only is it aesthetically beautiful, he also arranged the landscape so that it had a beautiful smell. And so you would walk from one spot to the next and just be centered in beauty. Cindy, that's in South Pasadena. So you know South Pasadena. It's a beautiful community. So I'm really grateful that my brother, who's in Arizona, was taking care of business. My sister, who is in the San Bernardino area, she was able to drive in and take care of the immediate needs at the home. So, yeah. And every time that we have a loss in our family, it's good because we get, and I hope maybe you do this too, is you get to talk about death and loss, which seems not so great. And yet it's very helpful to talk about intentions and plans and really work together and really become more cohesive. So thank you so much. I appreciate all that love. Anyone else? What are your intentions for the week? And in fact, one of the really cool things is hearing all of you talk about your intentions and gratitudes and share it with one another, because that was my original vision. And those everyday visions, the focus on the everyday things rather than the big things. So I had another quote, but I kind of ruined my paper. The quote is, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. And that's by William something Ward is his name. So remember to give those gratitudes and set your intentions and support each other in those intentions. And multiply the gratitude. It's all really significant and makes a difference when we stay in that level of connection. I'm also grateful that I am able to participate in the play that I'm in. I'm grateful that I'm making forward progress on my tree hugging book. I'm grateful for each person here. Each of you makes a big difference in my life, both being here live, but also in what you create, because each person here, I've had the honor and joy of being a part of your audience. And I think that's really valuable when we have these reciprocal relationships that are also open and free from expectations. I think it's really exciting, and I really enjoy that. Okay. Cindy says, I used to work on Woodland Road in Pasadena for more than 20 years. That's amazing. My dad lived on Bonita Avenue, which is not far from Colorado, where the Rose Parade goes down the street, when he was a little guy. Actually, my grandmother lived there until she passed, which was quite a few years ago. My other grandmother lived on Lake Street in South Pasadena toward the end of her life. And she also lived in South Pass. My mom grew up in South Pasadena. All right. Ninj says, my intention is to be present for your students in week 1 and to exercise daily. That's fantastic. Yeah, those students, I imagine, really need that presence. I know that the first week of school can be really crazy and hectic, and there can be lots of changes, and lots of clear communication is a must. Definitely. And having gratitude is good. Yeah, remembering to be grateful. Okay, that's very cool. Ninja's telling us he's going mobile to watch while driving by his possible home. That's fantastic. Yay. That's exciting news. I would like to say I'm grateful for the sunshine. I just hope it doesn't get too humid. I cannot even tell you that this morning when I opened the front door because usually when I get up, one of the first things I do is I open the front door. I live in this 200-year-old house. There's no central AC. It can get pretty warm in there. And so when I opened the front door, I was like, oh, it was like 60 degrees. It felt so good. This was at 5:30ish in the morning. So the way that felt when I opened that door and let the fresh morning air in, that's what gratitude feels like. Oh my goodness. Did you see what Ken Roja said? They just purchased tickets to my show on Sunday afternoon. That's is that the 23rd or the 24th? I don't know, but that, of course, that'll make me more nervous than ever. I say the very first line of the show, just to let you know. And these people don't know me. It's probably just a mere coincidence that I have the first line of the show, and I'm also in the last monologue of the show, so. I'm very excited. And I'm very excited. And I'm pretty much, yeah, it's not a very big house. It's a nice theater. It's a nice theater. I'm very happy to be doing that show there. We'll have to get photos. I don't know if they allow photos to be taken during the show, but we'll have to get photos after. So, yeah, on that Sunday we have 2 shows. We have a matinee and then we have an evening show. So, but it's really a nice town. I had never been there until I auditioned, even after the audition, because I auditioned on video. Yeah, so it's been quite the experience. 23rd. Okay, great. Very good. And I was going to say, it's been a different experience. They say the tickets are going fast, so I'm glad you got tickets. My daughter's going on Saturday. I wish she could go on Sunday. It would be really great if she could meet you, because she hears about you. But they're going to a birthday party on Sunday, so they can't go. So, and of course, my granddaughter could not go see the show. That would not be right. I took my children to see the show when they were very young. But my family's very open, and we talk about all those sorts of things. It's a 3-year-old would not get it. It wouldn't be appropriate for a 3-year-old. Yes, there is talking with a cast. We have a talk back, so you could ask all kinds of questions. Anything you want to know, and the cast will talk back to you. I actually love talkbacks because you learn a lot and you grow a lot. It's usually pretty funny, and the actors love it. We love it too, because oftentimes after a show, people, and I don't know what they do, because at some theaters after the show, the actors will greet the audience. I don't know what they do at this theater. Some theaters they invite or friends can come backstage. It's kind of like you see on, I've done that with some bigger theaters, famous theaters. And some theaters you actually shake people's hands. You stand there and say, thank you for coming, blah, blah, blah. I just don't know what this theater does yet. We'll find out. The talk back. It's fun. It'll be fun. There's some really funny stuff. My most challenging thing is that I'm in the last monologue, and the monologue right before me is the most outrageous and really, really funny. I mean, we laugh every single time, even though we've seen it, heard it how many times? And so the audience is going to be like really way up here. And my monologue is more serious. So it has funny moments, but it's more serious. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. And then we have the talk back. All right, so intentions. Any more intentions from anyone? I really appreciate you guys coming, by the way, Canberra. That's really awesome. I hope that you'll have some fun time at the shore beyond just seeing the show, because it is at the shore. So there'll be plenty of time afterwards to go cavort. Ocean City's right over the bridge. And yeah, so I who know nothing about the shore, it's like Long Beach Island. What does that mean? I remember I said, LBI, what's that? Yeah. As a New Jersey girl, I don't know, my parents, we went to Sandy Hook. That's basically where we went, which is right up in North Jersey, so. Okay, it's about time for us to finish up. Anyone else have anything else to say? If you haven't liked the video, now's your chance. It is exciting. Thanks so much. Good. Okay. Any more intentions or gratitudes? Again, thank you so much for watching. If you have an inclination to watch the walk, I'll be walking at 6 tonight, and then we'll go to 6 a.m. for Tuesday through Friday. Saturday I'll be walking at night, and then next week I'll be walking 6 a.m. the whole week. You'll make a day of it. I'm sure, yeah, I know how y'all are. I'm the same way. I'm like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm going to definitely make a day or a weekend or whatever of it. So I'm sure you'll have a good time. I'd so appreciate that. That'll be a blast. Okay. I don't know if you've seen the show before. Maybe you have. Some people still have never heard of it. The show's 25 years old. I'm always surprised when people have never heard of it. And they look at me like, you're doing what? Yes, everyone have a wonderful week. We'll look forward to seeing you next Monday. And if you're a journaler, journaling tonight at 7:30. We have so much going on. Like I said, it's a really busy week, really busy day. So thank you all so much for being here. And I look forward, as always, to the next time we connect. Take good care.